So I'm just going to walk you through my process of mapping market structure and exactly what I do. So I start off, I believe in multiple time frame analysis, which comes mostly from the Photon Trading style. I was a member with the Photon Trading community for the longest time, and it is highly recommended. It's one of the best communities for trading. So whatever I know is based on that, and I'm just and a little bit of whatever individual tweaks that I've applied to my style of trading. So how do I go about mapping market structure? So I look at the daily time frame, I look at the 4-hour time frame, I look at the M15, which is the 15-minute time frame, and then I get down to taking trades on the 5-minute, sometimes the 1-minute, but I'm tending more in favor of the 5-minute. So this is a blank chart. Looking at the daily chart, I just look at what the market is doing, and there's a general premise that if you have a series of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, so generally after a break of structure, which is if this gets taken out, there will be a retracement. So that's the basic kind of building block for a bullish market, and the same for the bearish market. So when I look at something like this, so I see we've been making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then, well, it's not a higher low because we go about breaking this. So once this has happened, without really, going way back or whatever, just look at the most recent price action. So this is GBP USD, and for me, we were in a bullish trend, but because now we've had a break of structure here, which was a higher low, but now we've broken this, so this becomes a break in market structure, and now for me the daily swing has become bearish. So I just mark these out with, so this is a daily high, and I have these templates for everything. So this is my daily, and I also mark this where the structure got broken, and then I take these lines. Let me just drag my favorites here. So I take this line and I draw this break of structure. Break of structure for me has to be a candle body close below this. So this is my break of structure, and I'm calling this the daily break of structure. So this is where we are, and after a break of structure we can expect a pullback. So this is the pullback that's going on. So I will again this looks sizable to me, to mark this as the swing low. So we will now have a pullback, and generally the pullback should cross the premium. So that's the fib tool, and I take it from the high to the low, and I just have this 1.5 line marked. So this area is the premium above the green line, and below this is the discount. So I now look at, okay, the pullback. So I would be looking at shorts to continue the trend only once we are in the premium. Otherwise, I will be looking at longs. So this is as far as the daily is concerned. So we are currently in the premium, and it makes sense to look for shorts if the trend is to continue. So now next question is, how do we know the trend, the pullback is over or not? So for that, I look at the price needs to at least have a change of character. So if it breaks this low, then we know there is a change of character, and sometimes this also kind of coincides with the internal structure. So again, that's a little subjective. So as far as the internal is concerned, if I was to draw this entire leg from here to here, I would mark it something like this, very broad brushes. So yeah, something like this. So this, and then we've started to make higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and this is where we currently are. So now if I want to look at the pullback is over, I would like it to break an internal low. So if price breaks this, then I know that, okay, now we can look at targeting this weak daily low. Or, I need at least a change of character, which will be the breaking of this low, which sometimes coincides with the low too. So currently we are still bullish as far as the internal leg is concerned. However, as far as the swing is concerned, we are bearish. Also, the next thing that I do is I draw these supply and demand zones. So we know that, we are currently going up. So every demand zone becomes like an area where, the price could kind of dip in and then react from there. So, and I'd also like to look at only unmitigated ones. So if I was to look at, let's say, this candle here and extend this, you can see that this is already mitigated quite a bit. Price has kind of come in, gone up, come in, gone up. And of course, I have my templates already there as far as my color coding is concerned. So this is already kind of mitigated, so I'm not really interested. And then I look at probably this as another kind of demand zone, which is, well, price has kind of dipped into this, but there is still, maybe some demand left here. Then I look at this one here and see, well, this is also kind of mitigated. And if you look at this is also kind of mitigated. And we then have maybe this available, which is also kind of mitigated. So, there's been just a series of mitigations. But if you really look at it, this is quite a strong push. And I would probably look at these two candles together as the last unmitigated kind of a zone. But the rest is, as you can see, most of it is pretty mitigated. So I also look at all these zones and say that, okay, these zones need to achieve something. What do we mean by that? Well, they need to cause at least, a break of structure, and a break of structure. So a minimum of a change of character, so if it breaks this, then okay, it caused something. But if you look at, let's say this, let's say if I was to mark this supply here, this would still be like a strong zone for me. Why? Because this led to a break of structure, which is, well, the daily swing. So it caused a swing break of structure, whereas let's say this zone caused just a change of character. It's not that significant. Similarly, this zone just broke this high, but this is more kind of important because it also caused like a swing break of structure. Also, what I see here is that, let's say this was a previous demand zone, and when price came in here, we can see that it kind of reacted. It again came in, again reacted, and then from here, price actually flipped this demand. So this is a flip zone, and it's even more kind of significant. Also, if it sweeps some liquidity, so maybe this high, it swept this high, so we can say that yes, it has also swept some liquidity. So it's that much stronger. So that's how I go about mapping structure. What I also do is, all these I tend to just group them together and call it my, say, daily. And the advantage is then I can just toggle them on and off. So this is as far as the daily is concerned. So we are internally bullish, although the swing structure is bearish. And then we kind of move on. This is a high probability zone from where price could actually reverse. Why? Because it's a flip zone. It flipped this demand. It caused a swing break of structure. It also has, it's swept some kind of liquidity. Well, it's not entirely unmitigated, but price has kind of dipped into this. But you could consider this as a bit of inducement also. Maybe on a lower time frame, we could see that this acts as inducement, which we'll see in a bit. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So this is as far as the daily is concerned. So what are we looking for? We're still bullish, but I'm a little cautious now because we've now come into a supply and we are also in the premium. So I'm not really looking at longs at the moment. I would be interested in looking for shorts, and I'll have that much more confidence if we break this. So then I know that, okay, price is now ready to take out this swing low, and price probably comes here, it pulls up and continues further like this, something like this. So that's going to be my outlook. And when price kind of pulls up, maybe we get some kind of a supply zone here, which we can then look at getting into once price kind of pulls back there. So that's as far as the daily is concerned. The next time frame I look at is the 4-hour, and I generally switch this off so that there are no biases, and I just look at the most recent price action. So for me, this is a piece of the price leg that I'm really interested in. So I see that price has been making higher highs, higher lows. This is the most recent break of structure, so I will take my pretty little circle and mark it here, mark it as the H4, and also drag it to, I think this is lower, so this is 25018, this is, yeah, so this is lower, so this is my swing low, and this is my most recent break of structure. This is H4. So after a break of structure, we can expect a pullback. So I'm also going to mark another, yeah, so this is the pullback that's already started. Where are we as far as the premium and discount is concerned? So we are currently in the discount, and I would expect this bullish trend to continue until it doesn't. As far as zones are concerned, I would mark this. Actually, no, not this. So when you have like a very, very bullish candle like this, instead of just taking the adjacent candle, I'd probably take two, but since they're more or less the same, I'll probably take three of them. So to mark as my demand zone. So this is my 4-hour demand, which actually led to a break of structure. Is this something that we've had a bit of a pause here? I don't expect it to hold too much, but nonetheless, I'll just kind of mark this. So this is another H4. Yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. We also look left and see, is there something else that's caused so these are all pretty equal highs. This, if I just kind of mark this and then see, did this do something? Yeah, so this is where I think price kind of reacted from. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So my outlook's going to be that, okay, we are still bullish until we're not. And I can now actually toggle my daily and see that, all right, we are inside a daily zone too. And, if we're inside a daily zone, then probably, I want to be cautious because we might now turn bearish and take this out. So yeah, so we'll just kind of wait and watch. I'm going to toggle this off. And I'm also going to look at, are there any supply zones that we can look at? So there is a supply zone here, but you got to be asking yourself this question: what has it achieved? For me, precious little as of now. But then again, this has just been one straight push, probably because of news. But this is where we are. So again, to recap on the H4, we have had a break of structure. We are bullish. We are currently in the pullback phase, and my outlook is going to be to look for the bearish action, the bullish action to continue until it doesn't. So I'll just kind of save all this, group it together, and call it the H4. Yeah, and now I've hidden it, and we go on to the M15. So M15 for me is well, it looks like, it's kind of bearish. And if we just look at the most recent price action, so I'm just going to take this as a swing low and this as the swing high, and this is a recent break of structure here, which is the M15 break of structure. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And after the break of structure, we can expect a pullback. Where are we as far as the pullback is concerned in terms of supply and demand zones? We are in the premium. So, in the discount. This is the premium, this is the discount. So it makes sense to look for longs. Do we have any zone that's available? Unmitigated is what I'd be interested in. If I extend this, so price is just kind of tapped into this. Yeah, and I expect it to kind of go up. We will also look at supply. So, if we start from the extreme, okay, so if we look at this, it got mitigated here. We also have this, which got mitigated here and here, and so this is probably the last unmitigated supply. So my outlook is going to be that price is going to play up, go up to this, and then continue further down. So this is the general outlook that I'm looking at. Nothing very complicated, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is for me. And if I now toggle the H4 and the daily, so yeah, so why is the H4 bearish? The M15 bearish. M15 is bearish because it is facilitating the H4 pullback, and yeah, and why is the H4 pullback happening? Because the H4 is actually bullish. We're expecting this, but the M15 is bearish because we're playing this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And therefore, I would be interested in looking for longs, which is, just to play the M15 pullback. But if you want to be totally aligned with the, H4 pullback, then maybe just look for shorts when you come in here, which is also in line with the fact that we are coming from a daily zone. And I expect a little more reaction coming in. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. How I look at it. Just to recap, I start off with the daily, and I look at what's the most recent unmitigated zone that I can look at. The swing is bearish, but we're playing the pullback, which is obviously going to be bullish. We'll expect at some point for the pullback to get over, which is generally based on some kind of a supply zone that we hit, and from there we expect the price to pull down. If we have already crossed the equilibrium, we are in the premium, I'm that much more cautious in playing longs. In fact, I won't be looking at longs. I'll only be interested in playing shorts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is as far as the daily is concerned. Moving on to the H4. We are bullish. We are looking at, we've had a break of structure, after which we can expect a pullback. After a pullback, we can expect price to kind of continue, and this becomes my weak swing high, and I expect it to be taken out. However, I am cautious about the fact, I am aware of the fact that we are, this is inside a daily supply zone, and this daily was a good strong zone because it was a flip zone. It also caused a break of structure, so it's pretty high probable zone for looking for shorts and for the H4 to turn bearish. So I'm aware of that. Moving on to the M15, this is where we are. The M15 is bearish to facilitate the H4 pullback, and we've had a break of structure, after which we can look for a bullish retracement. Probably it'll happen up to here. This also has good inducement. It has not really swept anything, but yeah, this is probably the zone that I would think price will kind of pull up to and then go down. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is how I map my structure. I hope you guys got to learn something from this. May the markets be with you always.